So now I'm going to share the link of the test with you guys, just so that you guys have a couple minutes to do it if you haven't done it already. And if you were able to do it, you can just email me the results now. If you haven't been able to do it, you can take this time now to finish it, complete it, and send me the results. And then we will discuss what the Holland Code Career Quiz is and why we have been doing it. I know it sounds like another personality test that seems irrelevant, but believe me, this specific test is very, very important, especially for digital careers. And we're going to cover what it is, how it will help us, and how you take advantage of the results that you receive and implement them on the digital platform, which is the platform that we will be using to access all your career services, your resources, and your courses. So if I don't know if all of you have been able to complete the tests. I see 6 of you guys. If you were able to complete the test, just let me know on the chat so that we can start introducing and I can start presenting. If you haven't been able to, that's completely fine. I'll give you time right now to do it. Okay, Scott, thank you so much for letting me know. I will, yeah, take your time. I'll give you guys till around maybe 10, 20 or 25 so you can finish it. And if you haven't finished it, you can take this time like just extra 5 or 6 minutes, just around 10, 20, so you can complete it and send me those results. Yes, I believe I shared that on the same chat, but I'll copy it again. Here you are. So for those who weren't here last Monday, I just want to give a brief overview because I see a couple people who are here this time but weren't here last time. So I'm just going to give a brief overview for those who have been here last time. Just completely ignore me. So the digital platform is a onboarding platform that's used to explore digital careers. Unlike any other platform, it is created and designed in a way for students as well as career searchers to look for digital careers and in the digital tech space specifically. So all the resources and the courses and the material uploaded is tailored for digital careers. We are currently in the introduction phase, so we're just introducing what the platform is, how to utilize it, how to access its services. It has different sections. I have a little bit of time at the end. I will give a brief overview of your roadmap steps. It is designed in a way where you have a roadmap with different steps and different milestones. The first step, for example, is getting to know your interests. So that is learning what you enjoy, what you like to do, and how to actually leverage those skills to excel in a digital career. And then there are more in-depth steps where you just read. No, you don't need to download you don't need to send the career discovery workbook, but we will need that in our one-on-one sessions. So besides the group sessions that we're having now every Monday and Thursday, except for the week of December 25 to December 29, because it's going to be your Christmas break week, we will have one-on-one sessions. I will meet with each and every one of you, and we will have an overview of your personal career goals, whether that would be a work permit or a search for remote work, or if you have specific requirements that you want to fulfill. I did research a couple of your questions, so we did go back to our partners with digital, and I have informed them that a lot of you have asked whether LinkedIn can be implemented in the user navigation of the digital platform. and they are working on that. So that was great feedback. Since you guys are the beta testing team, it's very important for us to receive your feedback because it will really help us know how to adjust the platform to better suit students and career searchers in the digital platform. Let me read one more message. Yes, please, Christian. Can you just email me like a PDF of the result? I will keep each of your results in a folder respective to each of you because I will need those in our one-on-one meetings. And I will adjust your profiles based on your interests. So I will need just a PDF result of the results that you do receive. If everybody's done now, I can start presenting and talking about the Holland Code Career Quiz. Just let me know by a thumbs up, maybe. I will start sharing my screen. Let me know if you guys can see that. Okay. So the Holland Career Quiz, which is the link I just shared with you guys, is actually created by a man who is interested in digital careers, but also in a different realm of careers, and his name was John Holland. And he designed the tests specifically for careers. Unlike personality tests, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Myers-Briggs personality test, where you find out if you're ENFP or INSTJ. This is specifically tailored to understand what your career interests are. And the reason we emphasize so much on it here is because with digital careers, each respective personality has its own strengths and weaknesses. And for each career, you can excel in different ways. So why is it important? The purpose of this career quiz is for you to understand what your individual and unique preferences are in different work environments. Whether you enjoy building or creating or thinking or brainstorming, it just allows you to understand what your preferences are in different work environments. And it also allows me as an onboarding career specialist and you as well to match you with career paths aligned with your personality type and interests. Now, it's very important for you to understand what your interests are because you will end up needing to enjoy what your careers end up looking like. So if you're enjoying your career and you find a career that really matches your interest, especially since a lot of you right now are taking an extra course just to explore a career that you really want to excel in and enjoy. So it is very important to match your interest set with your career path. How does it help you in doing that? It will provide you with a lot of detailed insight on different work styles and different environments and how you could excel in it. So it will show you your strengths, your interests, and it will also show you where you feel like you mostly will not excel, or you mostly will not enjoy that working environment, whether it's an environment that you don't feel like you can contribute in or an environment that feels repetitive to you. It's very important when doing that test, and a lot of my students actually usually retake the test towards the end of the sessions just because they realize, oh, maybe I answered it in the beginning in a way that I feel like now I've changed. So it just gives you, and it's very important when answering the test is that you have self-awareness of what your career choices can be. And we will look at the different, both technical and personal traits that reflect on your Holland Career Quiz. And it also helps you really plan your goals and your career. So we'll be doing that together, and it will give me a brief overview of what you guys enjoy, and it will also give me a brief overview of what you guys want to look for in your future. So the Holland Code Career Quiz actually has 6 personality types. The first one being realistic. So the realistic individuals are very practical. They enjoy hands-on activity, mostly building, and they prefer working with tools or machinery. Investigative are very curious thinkers. They like to do a lot of research and problem solving. Artistic are very creative and they like self-expression, and mostly they do that through art and design. Social people are those who really like to help others, so they thrive in roles where they can teach or interact with others. Enterprising are persuasive individuals. These are the business entrepreneurs mostly. They can't convince anybody to sign up for their business plan and they enjoy influencing others. Conventional are very detail oriented and they excel in organized and structured environments. And they often prefer tasks with guidelines and steps where they can excel. So these are the different 6 types. It doesn't mean, for example, I'm not just realistic or investigative. Some people are both, a little bit of both. That's why you will see that the results of your test will show you different percentages of which of those skills you have most, just so that you have an overview of what skills you are most strong in and what skills you're most weak in. So it will look a little bit like this. I will show you an example of mine. I did it. For example, for me, it shows that my building percentage is 0. My thinking is 91. My creating is 80. My helping is 75. Persuading is 100, and organizing is 62. So this is my strengths and weaknesses in percentage form. It doesn't mean for the different personality types, it doesn't mean if I'm, for example, realistic, that I will have 100% practical skills, or if I'm artistic, I'm only going to have 100 in artistic skills, which are creating. You can have a little bit of both, but you can see from this test which things you enjoy the most and which things you enjoy the least. For example, for me, persuading is the most, and then after that is thinking. So it will give you an overview, a brief overview of what skill set you have, and what skill set is the most strongest for you and which skill set is the weakest for you. Like, for example, for me, building is the weakest. Now, once you have the results, and we'll get back to this later, you can actually input your results into the digital platform. So looking at this, it shows you building, thinking, creating, helping, persuading, and organizing. You can enter this on the digital platform. It will ask you to check your top 3 interests in 3 different areas. So for me, for example, it would be thinking, persuading, and creating. And I would ignore helping, organizing, and building. So it would be thinking, which is number 2, creating, number 3, and what was it? Persuading. So this one. And I would select them, and the digital platform, once you do that, it will automatically show careers that reflect to those different skills. So, for example, for thinking, a lot of the skills for in the digital career tech space, it would be like a computer or information research scientist, a software developer, a computer hardware engineer, a data scientist, a cybersecurity analyst. So it's somebody who really does a lot of research and a lot of thinking, and that is where the investigative or thinking comes into play in the digital careers tech space. For artistic, it's a lot of like if your strengths are in are artistic or in creating, it involves a lot of design and art. That would include graphic designers, social media specialists, web developers, UX, UI designers, multimedia designers, media planners. These are the digital careers that you would excel in if your strongest area of interest is artistic or creating. Social or helping. So a lot of people get stuck on that. If you are a person who wants a digital career, but you do not know what digital career can be reflected based on your interest of helping, this includes a lot of teaching. So a lot of people who do their PhD and end up being professors, a lot of people who are health information technicians or health information managers, for example, they explain, or IT managers, they like to help people solve their problems, and that's what we're the most strong in. Enterprising or persuading. In the digital career tech space, it could be like a technical consultant, system analyst, project manager, an IT business analyst. And for organizers, again, data entry clerk, data analyst, these are the people who like to use Excel and like to organize data. More than creating or looking at something, they like to plan things out. So I took a little bit of time to kind of list the different technical characteristics and personal characteristics that you should have for each of those types within the digital career tech space. So for realistic, let me just double check to see if anybody has sent any messages because I haven't looked at them. So Isra, that's a great question. So what I will do is I will show you now, we're just introducing what the platform is. Once we have those results and once we input them onto the platform, I will show you how to adjust and explore different careers. So you do not have to stick, even if you look at a career and you think, okay, it's saying that this is what I enjoy, but this is not actually what I enjoy. The test is not like 100%. This is exactly what you like. This is why I usually ask students to do it at the end of the career sessions, because while looking at jobs, they realize that what they enjoy is very different from what they answered in the beginning. This is just to give you an idea of what you're most strong in. And it changes. A lot of people, for me, for example, I have a bachelor's in science and bioinformatics. So uh, my bachelor's and my background is in science and in coding, but right now I'm doing a completely different career. So it will really depend on what you enjoy in the most, and that could change. So it's not a set in stone answer. We will explore different careers, and I'll show you how to use that on the digital platform in maybe 2 minutes, very quickly. Let me share my screen again. So for technical characteristics, and the reason I included this column, technical characteristics, is because all of us here are looking for jobs in the digital tech space. So other than personal characteristics, it's very important for you to understand what technical characteristics you should have for the different personality types. For example, for a person who's realistic, their technical characteristics is hands-on problem solving. They're very attentive to detail. They like troubleshooting. They like looking at something and fixing it. They like putting their hands in before looking at it. Their personal characteristics, they're practical and pragmatic. So that means they prefer working with tools and machinery. They prefer looking at a laptop and trying to analyze whether it would work or wouldn't work. They are people who really enjoy a work environment where they can use their hands. And that is not only with tools and machinery. It could be someone who is, for example, in a lab. A lot of people enjoy, for example, working in a chemistry lab. And if in digital tech space, if you like, for example, genetics or bioinformatics, you are really, you're a strong, realistic person because you like to look at results and analyze them, and you like to use your hands, and you like to really uh, be present when you're doing your work. Investigative, those I would call the researchers. They use their head a lot, they're thinking a lot, and they have very strong programming and coding abilities. Why? Because they are constantly looking for ways to update a system. So if a system is already present in place, the thinkers and the investigators are actually people who will try to look at a code and fix it in a way to make it better. So these are the people who usually excel in new research ideas. They have very strong data analysis skills, and so they look at present things and they fix them. They're very curious. They like problem solving. They're the people who really, during a game of Catan, if you've heard of it, they're really the ones who really can win because they plan ahead and they're very good researchers and they know how to really understand how to create a problem but also solve it. The artistic people are those who really enjoy creative design. So you could see them really strong in using Adobe, Photoshop. They like creating videos. They like creating websites, the UX, UI designers. They like having something created from from scratch, but they also enjoy the design and the artistic side to each of those things. They have an aesthetic sensibility, which means that they like to look at things and they like to make it look cute. They have strong creative design skills. They're very innovative. They're very expressive in what they enjoy. And they are the ones who enjoy open and flexible work environments. So, for example, they're mostly the ones, I think I need to admit somebody. They're mostly the ones who you would see um, they're mostly the ones who you would see really liking remote work because they like a flexible environment. They like to have their own time to create things and they do not like to have a deadline. Because of their artistic capabilities, they like having their own time to create something and create it really well. Social are those who enjoy a lot of communication. They have a lot of strong interpersonal skills. They can lead teams, they can present very well, they can work on teamwork, and they have very, very strong customer service capabilities. They're very empathetic. They're usually the ones who volunteer the most. They like collaborating with others, and they're not loners during work. Enterprising, they have strong leadership and decision-making skills. They're strong in negotiation. They have very strong business and entrepreneurial mindsets, but they're also very goal-oriented. And finally, conventional. They are attentive. They are organized. They are systematic, and they mostly like a ordered work environment. So they like, for example, a 9 to 5 job. They like having a schedule and to-do list to finish by the end of the day. They do not like coming to work not knowing what they're going to do. Now, what kind of examples would you have for the different um, personality types? So for realistic, those for different examples in digital career tech space could be like, for example, a network administrator or a systems analyst or a cybersecurity specialist or an IT technician or a hardware engineer. Those are the people, again, they like hands-on experience. So they really excel in environments where they use their hands quite often and literally mean using their hands. They like to look at things, break them apart, use tools, use machinery. They like to use their hands in their job. Investigatives are the ones who I call researchers, and those are the people who really like to think outside the box. They like to create a problem, as I say, and then they like to find a solution for it. Even if a website is running perfectly well or a code is running perfectly well, they are the people who can say, no, I can make it better. And so they are very investigative, very critical, very curious, and they like to take things apart and redo them and create a problem and solve it. So data scientists, software developers, research analysts, machine learning engineers, business intelligence analysts, and database developers. So those are the people who I would say are investigative. Artistic, graphic designers, web designers, UX UI designers, multimedia artists, creative directors, and even a game designer. They have very, very, very strong artistic abilities. If you look at game designer, for example, you will notice that to be a game designer, you need to be investigative. You need to ask questions and create a platform that works and a game that works. But you also need to be artistic because you need to create characters, you need to design the characters, and etc. So for a game designer, it's not just artistic. And again, as I said, you can have a little bit everything, even the full 6 personality types. The quiz will just show you where you're most strong at. And then from the 6, you get to choose 3. And if you feel like the results don't really look like what you expected for yourself, you can always redo the quiz and really answer the questions knowing now what the different personality types are and what they reflect on your career. Social are in the digital career specs, the people that you call in when you're having trouble with your computer. They are always helping. So they're IT trainers, they're technical support specialists, they're user support specialists, community managers, and human resource specialists. They like to help people, but they're also in the digital careers tech space. For a social media manager, again, this is one of those careers that has a little bit of everything. They're both investigative, artistic, and social. And a social media manager really likes to help people because they make the workflow of a different company much easier, and they promote different social media content to actually help others, whether it's for a product or a cause or a community. And then enterprisers are those who like to lead. So they're always team leads. They're always mostly managers. They excel in um, being managers, and it's not because they like to give orders. It's because they are usually the most organized. They know how to look at a big project and they know how to divide responsibilities. So they can look at a big project and think, okay, Sally's going to handle this aspect. Let's say Marwa is going to handle this aspect. They can split and really make a project work, and they can manage a project well. They also have extremely good time management skills because they can follow up with people. They're very approachable and they're very easy to interact with because they know how to lead and to be communicative. So these are, for example, sales engineer, startup entrepreneur, business analyst. Startup entrepreneur is in the digital tech space could be somebody who has a business plan and wants to implement it in real life. A product manager or a project manager. And finally, the conventional, and I'll allow you to notice that IT manager in conventional is also present in social. So those are the people who like schedules, like things organized, and they are the people who have very, very strong programming skills because they're very organized. So system engineers, technical writers, IT managers, database administrators, these are all very conventional because they like a set schedule and they like to do things in a very, very ordered manner. Now, what are the general tips for finding careers for each of those personality types? For realistic, and we'll explore these in detail on the digital platform. But for realistic people, my goal would be to find them certifications and hands-on training. So let's say, for example, I'm choosing a name at random. Fatima is a realist. What I would do is I would research a lot of certifications and hands-on training and practicums that she can join for free, and that way she can build her hands-on experience. I will actually ask her questions like, what are your hobbies? What are your technical craftsmanships? Just because I can find her different courses, certifications, or hands-on training practicums that I can actually allow her to sign up for. And that way she can excel in her career. If you're investigative, you will need to be able to learn always. So you're always taking courses because for investigatives and researchers, everything is always changing. Like, for example, AI and ChatGPT, for example, was not existent, I think, a year ago or even less. But now it's all over. And so it's very important for the investigators to always keep up with the trends and changes in the digital career tech space. And so I would always encourage them to sign up for courses and to do continuous learning, but to also pursue careers that are in research. So to connect with professors, to connect with huge tech companies that are leading in research, whether here or outside of Canada. This is very, very important for them because they excel the most in those type of careers. For artistic individuals, the first thing that I would do is ask them to create a portfolio that really showcases all their creativity, everything they've ever designed, drawn, created. It's very important to showcase it. And I would also encourage them to actually, and the digital platform does offer this, they can sign up for different software where they can create their own portfolios. And so I'd also always encourage them to create different projects, whether in drawing or writing, just because if they are applying for a job, their most important aspect, if you're, for example, a graphic designer, the most important aspect in your career application would be your portfolio. They really want to see what kind of work you can offer. So that is for artistic individuals. For social individuals, it's very important for them to be involved in the community. So they have to volunteer a lot for service projects, for social causes. Whether, for example, it's with Path for Forward Foundation, they offer a variety of opportunities for programmers to actually give back to the community, and they have a lot of they need to have a lot of background and skills in teaching, for example, or helping others or providing feedback. One idea that I had from a student before is that one of my students really wanted to, they were very, very strong. They had a very, very strong social type personality. So they ended up actually opening a Instagram page where they showed other people how to code or design. And now they're very successful. They made a career out of it. They created their own website and people would sign up for courses through their different sessions. So a lot of the social entrepreneur personality types, they like to help, but they can use their own experience to educate and help others. Enterprisers, these are people who enjoy project management. So what I would do is I would actually sign them up for courses like PDP in Canada, especially if you have a bachelor's already. The PDP really helps you to earn that experience that you need in project management and to excel in the project management field. And for conventional, I have a very detailed list of the different websites and software that the conventional personalities like to explore. Like, for example, Excel is one of them. And there are very different other softwares where conventional personalities really need to gain experience in to be able to excel in their working environment. So this is a very, very brief overview of the different personality types. Reason, I know it sounds very repetitive, but the reason we go through them is for you to take a look at things and understand if in a certain digital career you would excel or not, or you would enjoy it. For example, for me, I really enjoy helping others, but I'm very artistic as well. So social media specialist is a very good combination for me. So it really allows you to explore what your interests are. And for this career session, coaching sessions, it's very important for me to know what you enjoy, not just because I want you to have a good time working, but it's also very important for me to know because I want to tailor your resume and tailor your experience to fit your most strong skills, and we can build on them. So let's say Sally, for example, has strong skills in art and design. What I would do is I would use the digital platform to sign you up for courses and connect you with your resources that can enhance those skills. Let's say Samina is very strong in art. So what I would do is I would look at her profile, I would find on the digital platform resources where she can sign up for workshops, where she can sign up for software where she can showcase her portfolio, and I would build on her current skills just to give her an edge in the working environment. So it's very important for me and for you to know what career path you enjoy the most and what skill sets you're most strong in, because it helps me build on that in the future. Let me just answer a couple of questions that I saw in the chat. So the personality type is included in the test. I will show you how. So for building, that is realistic. So building is the realist, the person who likes, share my screen 1 sec. So a building is a realist, a thinking is an investigative, creating is artistic, helping is social, persuading is enterprise, and organizing is the conventional. So the different skills here reflect the different personality types. Now, looking at just the website, I'm gonna again just check the chat. Okay, we're all good. So looking at just the website, if you go to personality library right here, sorry, I think I missed something. If you go to personality library right here and you go to careers for your type and you click on that, it shows you different careers for the different personality types, but this is not what you want because the personality type is the Myers-Briggs test, which I told you, like INFJ. But I want you to look at the careers by the Holland Code. So let's say you found yourself strong in building. You want to include careers in building, but for me, for example, for my own profile, it was, let me show you, it was, I'm the strongest in persuading and the least in building. So I could look at persuading and I could exclude building, and then I would click on search, and it would actually show me the for the different personality types and for the different personality skills, it would show me what different careers I could pursue. And then a brief description of those careers and how I would fit into them. So it really helps you check where you are, how strong you are. Like, for example, a air traffic controller or advertising sales agent. And it would show you, so you like advertising sales agents, they sell advertising space to business individuals, they contact potential clients, they make sales presentation and maintain client accounts. So it would give you a brief overview of what the career is, and it would also show you what you're most interested in. Let's say, I'm most interested in creating, but I'm not interested in building. It would also show you the different careers that reflect, and shows you, and there's a lot of them. It shows you all types of careers. You can, for example, let's say your keyword is UX design. You can also allow it to search for web design. It will show you all the careers that reflect different keywords. I can't find a keyword that it would appear, but let's say developer. Let's hope that works. So it will show you, and so for some keywords it does work, but it will show you the different careers and the different and its respective Holland Code personality types and a summary of what the career is. And looking at it, you could say, yeah, I enjoy this. For example, an architect, I enjoy planning and designing houses. Or for example, a desktop publisher, yes, I enjoy being a desktop publisher. Once you find, or an aerospace engineer. So if you look, and then once you really read through all of them and you, for example, really enjoyed the idea of an aerospace engineer, you can click on it and it will give you a list of duties and a list of, like, it will show you exactly what you would be doing in that position, but it also would show you what your work environment will look like. So it would, for example, if for an aerospace engineer, it will look like an aerospace product and parts manufacturing. You would be dealing with the federal government a lot, and not postal. So you would be offering engineering services, and it would show you the different, what your work environment would look like. It would also give you a more general idea of what your work schedule would look like. So now, based on research, it shows that aerospace engineers work full-time and sometimes more than 40 hours per week. Let's say you're a person who cannot offer that. You can decide whether you can pursue this career based on your time, based on how your environment looks like, and based on the different duties that are listed. But also it will show you if, and this is the most important part for us specifically too, if, for example, somebody who you wants to be an aerospace engineer, but they do not have a certain degree or a certain course or a certain certification, we can look at that. Let's say Samina really enjoyed the idea of being an aerospace engineer. She can come tell me, hi, I really enjoyed the idea of an aerospace engineer, but I don't have a certification. My job would be to find that certification for her and to help her sign up for it through the digital platform, just so that I can have an idea what you guys really enjoy. Wait, I think I see a couple of chats. No, answer the questions in the test as if you are looking at different categories of a job. So let's say I know, like in my general life, what kind of skills I really enjoy doing. Do not think of a position and answer the questions based on that position, just because for you need an overall percentage of the different things you enjoy. And it also allows me, again, the funnel process with me as a career onboarding specialist, this is just the first step in funneling the careers that you don't enjoy. Because a thinker, for example, or someone who's investigative, yeah, you shouldn't be biased at all. Somebody who's investigative will not really be mostly conventional, because they know investigators are the personality types are very hands-on and they really want to think all the time. So they're not very conventional. They don't like order. So it just helped me have an idea, a general idea of what you enjoy, but do not have a position in mind and answer your questions based on that, because you will limit the options of the careers you can pursue. I want to find out what you most have strengths in, not what career. No, don't answer the quiz based on what career you have in mind. I think Selena has her hand raised. Go ahead, Selena.
I had my my hand raised because when you were doing a search and it was not coming up, it was because you were excluding building, and building is is an integral part of web development.
Oh, true, true. That's a very good point. Thank you for bringing that up. I realized I was like, I cannot find a way to, but I think that's why. But you can on the site, you can do all of those things that I just showed you, and you can really explore the different, and it will also show you here, for example, it will show you what the pay is. Let's say the median pay, that's the in between the general pay is per year, but just keep in mind that this pay displayed is in US dollars, not in Canadian dollars. And it will also show you similar jobs in the same idea of an aerospace engineer. It will also show you the opportunity of job growth within a certain company. So you will have a general idea of payment, duties, work environment, work schedule, the different education and training that you need for pursuing that degree, and also the pay or the how well you can grow in a different position in that sense. So that's a very, very important thing to keep in mind. If you go to advanced search here, you can actually, this is even more specific. So it will show you careers based on personality type plus the Holland code. And it will also allow you to include fields of the different things you enjoy. And you can search and it will appear, it will show you everything. Again, it will show you the pay, the Holland code, and the personality type, and it will list everything for you. So this tool is very effective in finding a job that really, 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 really help you understand what careers you enjoy most. I would, as for digital career tech space, the most important thing for you to understand is your Holland code. Whether you're a realist, you're a persuader, or you're an investigator, or you're a social, or you're an entrepreneur. Now, if you go to your digital pathway platform, I don't know if you were all able to sign up, but once you sign up and you click on see all steps, as I said, the first step is just doing the Holland Career Code Quiz. The second step is inputting those results. So you click on see more and you can choose, and you have to choose 3 categories. So let's say for me, it was uh, those 3, for example. So I'll keep those 3 on and I will click on submit, and then I will have access to it, but also the platform will have access to it. Now, what the platform will do is, based on your answers, it will be able to show you courses as well as resources for those respective interests. I think I have the hand raised. Yes, Samina, go ahead. I'll send my email in the chat.
Sorry, that was from before, and I clicked on it to put it down.
No,
But that's
it's completely fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. So what the platform, okay, what the platform will do is will now, based on your answers, it will based on your interest test results, it will show you the different careers as well that reflect those interests. So let's say mine was a software developer. It will show me the different skills I need and the different courses that I need to take just to increase those skills. I want to be a software developer, but I don't have certain certifications. It will start showing me all those certifications and what they include, whether it's in LinkedIn or different sources. Right now, we have a variety of LinkedIn. If you guys find out that you need a certain course and it's not offered through the platform, let me know so that I can give feedback to the Digital Supercluster team and let them know that that course is really important for some students, but they haven't been able to use it, and they would like it to be included, especially if it's not free and you want it offered. I can connect with them in that sense so that it can be offered. I think that's everything I wanted to cover for today. It's just a general idea of the interest. The next steps, and let me stop the recording.